29-year-old Christopher Stinkney is being held in the Missoula County Jail on $70,000 bail after allegedly attacking another man with a long-bladed steak knife. Deputy Missoula County Attorney Caitlin Williams asked Substitute Justice of the Peace Ellie Hill Smith for $100,000 bail.
This defendant is charged with assault with a weapon for trying to attack an individual with an 8-inch kitchen knife. This is this defendant's fourth open felony. In one of his other cases, he is also charged with 2 counts of assault with a weapon for trying to stab 2 other individuals.
Stickney was arrested August 7th and charged with felony assault with a weapon and resisting arrest then after threatening several hikers on the Kim Williams Trail with a knife. Williams emphasized to the judge the danger of allowing Stickney out of custody.
This defendant clearly has anger and or substance abuse issues, and if this defendant were to be released or post bail, the state would request that he be ordered on to pretrial supervision, drug testing, no weapons, and no contact with victims, and the other standard conditions to apply.
Judge Hill Smith set bail at $50,000 to run consecutive with a $20,000 bail already set by another judge in the previous case for a total of $70,000. Stickney was remanded back to the jail. His next court appearance will be in February. Missoula police were also called to the scene of a beating Sunday after a call came in reporting that a pedestrian had been knocked unconscious. Police spokesman Travis Welsh.
It happened Sunday afternoon about 5:20 p.m. when officers were called to the report of one male attacking another in the 1000 block of East Broadway. When the officers were en route, they learned that the suspect male had actually left the scene on foot. The victim male was said to have lost consciousness during the attack. However, he did briefly come around when the officers arrived.
When the victim regained consciousness, he explained what had led to the attack before EMS arrived, and the man was rushed to a local hospital.
The victim was walking into one of the stores at that location on East Broadway and walked past a male who had spread out some personal items on the sidewalk, and the male accused the victim of stepping on some of those items as he walked past, which started the argument that escalated to the assault. The victim is a resident of Missoula, whereas the suspect is homeless here.
Missoula police were able to find the suspect, 55-year-old John Osterman, not long after the report came in. He's currently in the Missoula County Jail facing a felony aggravated assault charge for causing permanent or life-threatening injury. Hunters killed 35 mule deer the second week of a special hunt in north-central Montana to test for the prevalence of a brain-wasting disease. Fish, Wildlife, and Parks officials said yesterday none of the 50 mule deer killed and sampled during the first week of the hunt north of Chester tested positive for chronic wasting disease. Hunters killed 11 bucks and 24 does January 8th to the 14th. Test results will be available in about a week. The hunt will continue until February 15th or till 157 deer have been killed. The special hunt is meant to determine the distribution and prevalence of chronic wasting disease in Liberty County after a mule deer taken during the 2017 big game season tested positive for that disease. More than 50 Yellowstone National Park bison have escaped through a cut fence in a containment area where they were being prepared for transfer to the Fort Peck tribes. The Billings Gazette reports 54 of the animals escaped from 2 pens at the Stevens Creek facility near Gardner yesterday, and the National Park Service has begun a criminal investigation. The bison had been in containment for nearly 2 years to ensure they were free of brucellosis, a disease that can cause livestock to miscarry. Interior Secretary Ryan Zinke called the release devastating and said it's unclear if the bison will have to be quarantined again or if they can still be considered a minimal risk for brucellosis. It appears someone cut the fence with bolt cutters. Montana's Commissioner of Securities and Insurance, Matt Rosendale, passed up a 3.7% pay increase in 2017, while the governor and other agency heads accepted their raises. Rosendale's comments came while reviewing his agency's 2017 Year in Review report.
I declined the statutory increase in pay that had already been put in place for this position. That was 3.7% increase in compensation, which I will say none of the other statewide officials or judges declined that increase in pay.
Rosendale said he believed that heads of state agencies should set an example for the rest of the public service sector in saving taxpayers' money.
As a matter of fact, that very week that the increase in compensation began, the governor sent out a memo to his agencies asking them to look for ways to reduce their spending by 10%. while he himself was taking an increase in compensation. That is not leadership.
Read Rosendale's full report by clicking on the link on our website, newstalkkgvo.com. Yesterday, the Montana State Prison officially replaced the long-running boot camp program with a new facility focused on treating drug and alcohol addiction. Department of Corrections Director Reginald Michael explains.
The program is called the Montana State Correctional Treatment Center. It really is a unique opportunity and an effort to focus on providing intensive chemical dependence care for those whose next step from custodial imprisonment is released to community-based environments.
The treatment facility received its first group of prisoners yesterday.
The need is significant, but we're starting off fairly slowly. We are opening the facility with a target number of 30 individuals who will be transitioning over today. We see at the height likely somewhere between 60 to 75 individuals will be able to provide this type of intensive care.
Michael says the need for chemical dependency treatment is large and that a great proportion of those incarcerated for crimes have chemical dependency in their background. To give some perspective, the Montana State Prison houses around 1,500 inmates at this time. And finally, photos taken by motion-detecting wildlife cameras are yielding serious science as well as amusing photos of animals. A bighorn sheep seems to wear a huge grin. The prairie dog appears to bust a dance move. You'd think wild animals knew how to strike a pose. But from small desert cats called ocelots to snow-loving lynx high in the northern Rockies, remote cameras are exposing the lives of elusive creatures like never before. Brad Harris with the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service in Albuquerque said remote cameras show pig-like animals called javelinas in more northerly latitudes. Wyoming migration researcher Matthew Kaufman says remote cameras supplement data from colors that transmit global positioning signals. It finds sometimes even smart alecky humans turn up among the images. One mooned the camera. We've got it. Our Newstalk time now is 6:12.
Newstalk, KGVO.
Missoula's official weather station. Partly sunny skies today with our high temperatures in the mid-30s. Tonight, mostly cloudy. We'll drop into the upper 20s. A chance of rain and snow will arrive on Thursday with our highs near 40. I'm meteorologist Brooke Foster for Missoula's KECI 13.